Hey folks, this is Adewale from Private Content Wizard, and today I'd like to share something that has just been really burning for me, and that is the secret AI formula for turning cold, skeptical audience into hot, raving buyers. So I've got my bullet points here to follow as I'm helping you understand this really important concept. So we're going to be covering understanding how to insert AI into all parts of your marketing process. The goal is to completely remove the guesswork. We want to find a way to ensure that everything you do converts. And the power of AI allows us to be able to do that without having to work too hard once you understand the principles I'm going to share today. So you're going to be understanding how to move people from either the search engine results all the way to your paid offers, and understand how to move people from your ads, if you are using ads like Facebook ads, all the way to your paid offers, taking out the guesswork. And everything works almost like a mechanical process. It's very interesting how, when you understand how it works, to actually see the pieces fitting in. And so that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. And the real reason why this process works is because we're using psychological principles that hits directly on your customers, on your visitors, on your readers' emotional buttons and moves them across. Now, I'm not saying that we're doing anything sketchy, because I'm keen on the idea of helping people wherever the situation is, whatever it is you're selling, that you are genuinely helping people move forward in their lives. This is very key to the process. And if you are able to bake that in, the idea of making sure you are helping people, bake that into this process properly, it works like gangbusters. Okay. So to help you understand the strategy better, I think it's helpful to place this in a context. So my experience is I have been doing online marketing for over 10 years now, almost 15 years now, actually. And I came across a number of pain points. And one major pain point has been most of the processes I've learned seem to rely heavily on guesswork and experimenting. And unfortunately, that process is extremely expensive before you can actually find something that converts very well. So people will spend a lot of money experimenting to create a funnel. And once you are able to create that funnel and it's converting, then you try and start making a lot of your money back. But what if you don't have the money to actually start the funnel experiments in the first place? And that was the main issue for me. Yes, I was working, I was earning good money, but I had a lot of responsibilities that made it very hard to put money at will into a experiment to make a funnel work. Yes, I did put quite a lot of money to kind of understand all of this process, because it always seemed like there's something always missing, right? And the issue that I would always have is this: I got very good at search engine, and ads and social. So could easily pull people from a social page. I could use ads without ads, could write articles and know how to use SEO to rank articles on search engines, and then could write good articles, could write good videos, could create good videos that people really engage in and help people. But the pieces of the puzzle that felt very hard to achieve were getting people to convert. So free offers converted moderately good, but paid offers were a lot harder. It always seemed to only happen by luck, and I couldn't really figure out what it was that made it work. Got a number of funnels going and working, and a lot of people were buying here and there. But because this whole thing, I just didn't understand what was going on. all the pieces got so confusing, and it was even hard to even measure or keep an eye on what's working, right? So that was all a mess, right? But enter AI, and AI just changed the whole game for me. And this is what I'm going to share with you, right? And so for some of you who are also watching here, I'm going to be using a number of tools to help you understand the process. One of those tools is the AI software that I created, a private content wizard, to help people create articles, content for all parts of the funnel. But also we'll be using a lot of the free offers or paid offers that are available. So I use a variety of tools to help you see how to work through this process in a way that it takes away all the guesswork. So to make this strategy easy to understand, I'm going to use the word converted to help you understand each step of the process. So the first one is C, clarify. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to clarify at each stage what emotion and what desire is used to drive the person to the next stage. So when the person sees your ad, or when this person sees your search engine snippet, what emotion is going to drive them to actually come in and read your ad? And then what emotion is going to drive them to come in after they've read your article? What emotion is going to drive them to actually go on your offer? And what emotion is going to drive them to your paid offer? So all through this process, usually what we do is just guess, okay, that feels, maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's fear. And so we write our whole process, all our whole process based on fear. And then that may be completely wrong, right? But the thing is, we don't know. We don't know until we've tested. And when we've tested results, then you rely on the results you're seeing. But what if you don't have to do that? What if you could actually, from day one of starting your whole process, you know exactly what emotions is going to drive? And that's the idea with using AI in the way I'm going to show you how to do it now. There is a particular strategy to using AI that maybe it's just starting to become popular. Most people don't even really know about it. And the idea here is this. Whenever you want to solve a problem, the reality is there are books already available that could solve the problem. But the problem with books is that to actually pull out the strategies you need to address the issue you're trying to address from the book, it takes a lot of reading, a lot of time. So if you get a book, you may spend a whole month trying to understand how to use the strategies in the book. Whereas with AI, you could get a strategy out of the book and use it within the next 2-3 minutes. Okay. Especially if the AI knows the book already. So the idea would be get a book that is well known in the world already as a very good book for a specific problem. We want to get a book that deals very well with converting people from SERPs or your ads to actually click to whatever you are going to offer them. So the book shows you how to engineer the process for each of these levels. So you could get a book for this, the SERPs, to the article. You could get a book from the article to the offer. You could get a book for the offer to the paid offer. And the good thing is, in the marketing world, there are books that cover all these different pieces of the puzzle. And if you get one book that does that has been known to help people successfully achieve each of these different stages, the goal then would be to get AI to help you use the knowledge in that book, because AI will most likely have the knowledge in that book. So you first of all go ask the AI, do you know this book? If it says yes, it knows this book. Do you know this particular concept? It knows this particular concept. And then you ask the AI to then use that concept to create a prompt to help you in that stage. Okay, I'm going to show you what that means practically. So I wanted to, first of all, stop guessing with my hooks. So, and what I mean by hook is somebody comes, they're scrolling on Facebook and they then see something that really strikes them. Gosh, and it stops the scroll. And they have to read and they have to click through. So you want to be able to create hooks and snippets that stop the scroll. So because it stops the scroll, it's more likely to get the click. So we want to now take away the guesswork from hooks. And the process to do that would be, okay, you first of all, find a piece of content online that addresses the problem that you want to write content for. So as an example, I was trying to kind of reach people who feel deep sense of worthlessness. And I took this phrase because I saw, okay, they had about 963 upvotes, quite detailed conversation going on. You could use this in Reddit. You could go to YouTube and look for something, but you need a conversation that's already going on, that's very hot and very engaging, right? So this becomes your starting point. So what I did then was I went into Claude. I explored a particular book I found, which was Hook Point by Brendan Kane. And Brendan Kane is a very good writer on helping people connect to your message by grabbing their attention. So since what I wanted to do initially is what will make people see my content and make it stand out, and let me take the guesswork out of that stage. So use Brendan Kane's book and then asked Claude to create a prompt for me based on Brendan Kane's books. In fact, I created quite a lot of prompts from this. So I created all these different types of hook points prompts from this. So as this process, I used ads specifically, but very cheap ads to prove the concept. The process was get Claude to explain its understanding of hook point, especially the concept for creating hooks. Because the idea is you want to be able to grab people's attention in 3 seconds, and then get Claude to write the prompt to generate the hooks. I hope that makes sense. So we're creating different types of hook points, and I'm going to show you some of the ads created with this. So here are some of the ads created with this. So this was created just December 14, already at 1000K, 20 comments, 6 shares, and had loads of people clicking into my website and getting into my funnel. And December, there's 828. This is just me testing the hook points idea. 1002. And yes, I did run ads, but these were really cheap ads. Maybe £5 a day type ads, you could say. So 1K, 19K, 52 comments and shares. And so you get this process where the hook has pulled people in, following that format using the book hook points ideas. So that's that. And so all I did was to pull this. I'll put this into any of these because the custom instruction in here is already explaining exactly what it should do. So I don't have to waste time doing that. Just place this there and it goes ahead and just creates the hook points. Your childhood brain has one job: survival. When parents were unsafe, blaming yourself wasn't confusion. It was your mind's desperate attempt to control chaos. You chose self-hate over helplessness because it felt safer than facing the failure. You can see how strong that is, right? You can only achieve this level of precision because we have used AI's power. And the idea here is most AI, they have the knowledge, but how do you get to the latent space of that knowledge? What I mean by latent space, get to the area of that knowledge where the depth of what you really want is, right? So if you were able to prime the AI to focus, it's almost like it has like a projector focusing. Thinking of it like, I'm just thinking of the Batman signal. You know how the Batman signal goes into the sky and you can see the projection of the bat. So, but this is projecting into the latent space, into the knowledge of the AI, and you want it to focus around a specific area. Once you can get it to do that, then it produces depth for you. And so this process of using a book is forcing the AI to put its knowledge focus around a specific area. And once it does that, the content it pulls out for you is just naturally meaningful, is naturally useful, is naturally top notch. This is just what happens because of the way AI is created, right? And that's what's happened here. So we use that process to achieve precision and take out the guesswork. So that's at the initial stage of pulling people in. Now, so what about the next stage? So once you pull someone into your article, the problem is in your article and your video, you could then start speaking about something that's completely irrelevant to the client, right? To you, it feels relevant because in your knowledge space, if you're an expert in a particular field, you can see the connections and different things, but the person coming to you can't see those connections. It's hard for you to see that because you're in the sphere of your own world and your own knowledge. And you have to be able to write to the person coming in a way that it connects to them and they know, oh, this person really understands me, this person really knows what I'm saying. And this is where the trust starts to build. So we've used AI to clarify the initial message, right? We then need to use AI to clarify the content that you're going to be sharing on your website. And we want to clarify because we still need it to be emotionally connecting to your audience that's coming in. Whilst one, we already know what the emotion was that triggered them here, we need that emotion to still be used here. But how do we use it? And how do we optimize it? And this is in the next stage here. We're starting to talk about the optimization, right? We want to optimize whatever content is on here in a way that it is able to relate, drag, and create a number of signals. So one is you want to be able to create content that people like and share. And two is that you want to be able to create content that people not only can share, but they also subscribe to your free offers, right? And you can't just do this haphazardly. You could do this by experiment, but it takes a long time, right? But within one day, you could create a system where you've proved the content pulling them in, and you've proved the content that is already now converting your clients into leads. Anybody you're pulling in here is already becoming leads. And so we follow the same process. So what's the problem here? The problem here then is, okay, how do I make sure that the article, the video I'm showing the people that are now coming here is relevant right through and is the type of content that then converts them into people who would want more from me. Yeah, this is very important. So again, we're going to take the guesswork out of this whole situation and make AI do the heavy lifting for us. So actually, this is the end process of this converted principle. The N is name. So you are naming the particular books that you are using to get the AI to zero in into the right latent space for what you're trying to get it to do for you, right? All right, got clarify. We're clarifying goal, the emotion. We got optimize, also optimizing the process of whatever it is. And one of the ways you optimize is you experiment. Definitely, you still have to do some experimentation, but it's not that much because you're already in the zone of what the client wants, the customer wants. And then we're also name. We're naming the books that already work for what you want to the AI so that AI can use that book to create your prompts. Okay, so for this stage, I used a number of books. I'm just going to show you a few of them. And just to mention this, whilst I'm just looking for this, for those of you who are private content wizards, customers that you've bought this already, this whole process I'm describing here is going to be baked into Private Content Wizard. And so you're going to get it all for free. You're going to get the Private Content Wizard is going to be able to create content using all these whole processes I'm describing here. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, so yes, Private Content Wizard is my AI writing tool. Here you go. There it is. And the idea is it helps people through the whole process of attracting people, converting people, and helping people market their products. In other words, they help people see you as an authority to what you're doing. You got the affiliates, which helps you sell other people's products and also sell your products with reviews. And then you got the DIY, which helps you actually create your own workflows where you can put in your tone, your brand's tone, into your types of articles you're wanting to write. But I think the biggest thing about Private Content Wizard is that it runs off your computer. So it's not in the cloud like ChatGPT or Claude. It runs off your computer, so you don't even need the internet to use it. Private Content Wizard owners, I will be baking this whole process. Like you've seen what's been happening over the year has been that I've always come up with new ideas of how you can use this to help you in your conversions, in your selling, in your content productions. So I'm going to be baking what I'm talking about here into Private Content Wizard. Okay, let's move on. We were talking about this, right? So what I've done here is then following the same process that I use for the hook points, found a number of books that are very good at maintaining conversion. So maintaining people you convert right through different stages of your funnel. And so the idea, again, following a similar process, ask the AI, do you know this book? Do you know this particular process? And how do you find the books themselves? You ask AI for the different books. So ask AI, for example, ask ChatGPT, are there any very good books for converting anybody who has come to my website? Or are there any very good books for converting anybody who has arrived into my email through a particular lead magnet, right? So you ask, and ChatGPT will give you a number of different books, right? So here I'm using a book from a person called Adelaide Revela. I hope I'm pronouncing her name properly. It could be a he. I don't know. All right. So I've got a number of system instructions. This is one input research method, and the idea here is, okay, let's say all I have was the initial comment that someone made. What kind of article would convert them? Let's say what I have is the initial ad or the initial search engine snippet. What kind of article will convert them? So I'm going to take some of my articles. These are articles that were written by AI and on the search engine page 1 of Google. Successfully playing passive-aggressive behavior. So let's say, for example, this is what people now saw to come to my website, and this is what attracted them and caused them to click. So now I can take this and go into the one input research I did here using Adelaide's method. And so the process here is going to ask me, okay, it's going to clarify, ask me, is this what you wanted me to write, explore around? Yeah, I just click yes. So using Adelaide's process, it looks through the concept of buyers, motivation, and perceived barriers, and it uses that as a way of coming up with the best type of article. So they want to improve communication. They feel hurt by these behaviors and want strategies to manage or respond. They may wish to recognize and confront passive-aggressive tendencies in others or themselves. Okay. It looks at the perceived barriers, and I'd say yes. And then it comes up with article titles, which I can then create. And for me, what I then do is take this, like a confronting passive-aggressive behaviors, a step-by-step guide to protect your peace. Right? What it's doing here is each piece here is aligning to that core intention that was here. So someone seeing that and clicking there, yes, I know this is an article that's already been written, everything I understand, but just showing you the principle and how you can use that principle, right? So that person clicks in there and sees these, it fits in with what they want to see. So what I then do is then bung this into my AI writing tool. You could use any AI tool depending on whatever you're using. I just bunged into maybe my one-click writer, my course writer, depending on what kind of reaction I want. And then it writes a very good article based on that issue. And now you have a very high converting article. Why is it high converting? Someone comes to read, especially, and this is the key here, not all AI writing tools are good. There's some that just write junk. Why I say junk is that you come and read and you haven't given the person anything of substance. So we want to give substance enough for the person to feel, wow, this has been really helpful. Yeah. Yes, we don't want to overwhelm them with too much to the point that they don't feel they need anything else. That's true. But we want them to feel this has been helpful enough for them to think, okay, this guy is giving this much helpful thing. I wonder what his other offers are. And then they feel ready to sign up for your free offer. So we have moved them from SERPs to the page, whether you're writing an article or a video, the process is similar. Now we want to move them to the paid offer, right? So I'm going to bring in another one of my tools. You see how AI is taking away the guesswork in all the processes? Yeah. I could just show you that this works. So that last, this is an article. It's roughly about a week old now, I think. Yeah. So we already have that many people sharing the article. So it is already connecting with people and people are signing up. So you can see one of my sign up things that just popped up. So all this content, these are all researched ideas. And I'm going to explain how you get there as well. So these are, and people sign up and people buy. And that's the thing, people buy. So I've had some sales coming through from that. And the idea here is that if you have a funnel that is at least selling, then you can then scale that funnel. And that's the idea. All right. So what I've done there is just taking some of these ideas and say, okay, if this is just one input, and by one input, I meant, okay, if all I have was the initial comments made on Facebook that I want to use to write an article to create a funnel by, I use that one input to generate every part of my offer. So here we've created the article title. Okay. So now let's say I have the article, I have the initial input. In this case, I have the ad and I have the article I just showed you. Now, how do I use that? I now use that to create the free offer. We use the AI to create the free offer. So in other words, we're now going to look for a book that's good at helping people who connect with an article to connect with a free offer, right? And that's why I have here 2 input offer research. So we connect with the people who they've connected with my ad and they've connected with my article. How do I create an offer, a free offer, to now turn them into leads? This is what everybody's looking for. You're looking for leads because once you have a lead, then you have freedom to, over time, market to them properly. I'll just show you how it works. So here you go. We have the ad is analyzed. The article is analyzed. Am I happy with it? Yes. And then from there, it uses Mark Jeffries' method to explore what could be the angle that is really vibing for this traffic that I'm pulling in. Relief from guilt, self-blame, empowered, right? Okay. Yep. So if I say yes to that, these are now the potential offers it's created. So interactive guilt detox mini course, a 3-day week, right? So if I let's just choose this, for example. And then it finishes off with the hook story offer. Free yourself from guilt that was never yours to carry. Let's reset your mind and embrace self-compassion, one meditation at a time. Okay, right. So that's long, right? And there are other tools that I can have. I can take this, for example, and then pull up a sign up copies can be a little bit funny for AI. So one of the things I did was find a book on sign up copy generating, and I used that as to create a prompt instruction, which I've placed in there. I already have the angle and of the hook of a story of a. So it's now going to create using the free yourself from guilt and find your inner peace. Many people carry guilt for years unaware of how much it holds them back. With a simple guide, release guilt in 3 simple steps with guided meditations, journal story. Now, what's the point of going through all that process? If you don't go through all that process, you'll still be going through a lot of guesswork. You go to ChatGPT and you're going to ask it, help me create will be for people reading this article. Okay, so they do a good enough job with this, but the scope is hit and miss. And to help you understand this, what I mean by hit and miss, let's say you are a fisherman and you know that there's a particular area of the river you're fishing in that is always teeming with fish. There's loads more fish in there. So what you're going to do is go to that area and fish. You won't decide to spread your nets all across the areas of the rivers where you don't know whether they're fish or not. You go to the places where other fishermen will tell you that they found fish, right? How does that relate? If you give AI a wide breadth to grab information from, there's so much areas it can grab information that seems relevant to what you're doing, but it's not targeting very well to the person you're trying to target your message to. Yeah. Okay. Are you tired of carrying guilt that feels like a weight on your soul? Do you keep chasing approval, peace, or closure that always seems out of your reach? Time to let go. Now, it's not bad now. And then, are there people that will read this and think, okay, this is something they want? Yes, but it's not as targeted. It's not as targeted as this. Okay. And why is this targeted? The person just came, for example, they've read and part of the story on this about Jenna, and it spoke about Jenna. The author speaks about Jenna. It doesn't necessarily have to be that way, but in this case, it does. Transform toxic guilt into self-compassion, which is what the particular need of the people who came to read that page is. Because if we think about that particular issue, was people who were feeling guilty about experiences that they suffered under parents who didn't look after them properly, but they are feeling guilty and blaming themselves for problems that was not theirs in the first place. So this is targeting more to that pain point. Reclaim your confidence by letting go of guilt. Imagine shedding years of blame in minutes. These guided meditation offer an easy, effective way to reclaim your peace. Okay, so I hope my point is clear. You can see how we've used AI to target the pain point from here. We've used AI to make sure that whatever content we are creating, it's meeting the needs of the people we brought in from here. We're using AI to upgrade the content they're reading here to something that is relevant to what they want. We're going to then use AI because whoever clicks on here, now we have 3 strong precision points. Think about how GPS works, GPS signals, because it uses 3 points to target and helps you to be able to pinpoint wherever you are in the world, right? So in the same time, we are using the similar process. We've gotten 3 points GPS here now that we are using to target your customers' needs in a way that once they reach the paid offer, that paid offer is speaking specifically pinpointed at that customer's need, right? And so if it's this person that is a person that the pain is strong enough and they can't and they have that money to afford it, they see that offer, they're going to buy. It's just guaranteed. Why is it guaranteed? You've shown them that you understand because the initial thing they clicked felt it validated them. They've read the article, they've watched your video, and it validated them and actually gave them good, substantial solutions to help them, made them feel good, inspired them. They clicked to get your free offer. They read your free offer and it helped them even more. Now they're going to think whatever you sell is definitely going to help them. Why wouldn't they think that? Because everything you've done here has helped them out. And I'm saying it's important that you do help them when they buy your paid offer, because when they buy your paid offer, now you got a repeat customer, somebody who's going to come back and come back because they realize that the thing you sold them before was really, really helpful. Now they trust you to buy more from you, right? So you see how we've used AI to prove the initial attraction stage, the article or video content stage, the free offer stage, the offer you've created. When you're creating the actual content itself, you use AI as well because you're using AI to proof the free thing you're giving them, making sure that it's sticking to the theme that is pulling them through this whole process. Yeah. And again, as I'm saying, anybody who's watching this and you have Private Content Wizard, I'm going to be baking this whole system into Private Content Wizard so you don't have to even bother about how to make all these pieces work together. All you just go do is put your titles, your questions into Private Content Wizard, and it's going to help you come up with the connections and the pieces, like I'm explaining now. And that's just to say also that, as you all know, Private Content Wizard, the price is going up and up. And the reason it's going up is because I'm packing more value into it. So I would suggest if you get it now, as everybody who has been on my list knows, when I upgrade, you don't have to pay for any of the upgrades. It's all free. So get it now, so when it goes up in price or when it goes up in value and everything is even getting more powerful, you've got all of these systems I'm talking about already helping you in your business, right? Okay, so we'll come to the paid offer as well. And guess what? We use the same process. We've clarified, we've optimized, we've named the books, we've verified. And how are we verifying? We're verifying by seeing what happens. And one of the reasons I use ads to help me verify this process was that because you can see, once you put a switch on the ads, things happen immediately. You can see traffic coming in, you can see traffic reacting to different pieces of the funnel. Cheap. Why is it cheaper? It's cheaper because you're using a process where the bits you're putting into the parts of your funnel are creating results instantly. You're not having to spend 3 weeks trying to get an ad that works, 3 weeks trying to get a sales landing page with content that works, 3 weeks trying to get an offer that works. You're not doing that. If you have the time, you could literally do this whole process in a whole day. And in one day, you already have a paid offer that's working. And it's that fast, it's that good because the guesswork is taken out of this, right? So the paid offer, we follow the same process. Okay, so I'm going to use AL's 3 offer research methods. Again, AI is another researcher, another book author who's very good at helping you create content that meets your buyer's needs. So you're not only meeting your buyer's needs, you're writing content that engages and keeps your buyers on your page, on your site, and it helps them to take different actions with confidence on your website. Okay. So what I'm now having is 3 inputs. We've got the initial attraction. So in this case, there's an ad. Then we've got an article. And then we'll have the free offer that's working. So just add the offer there. It's summarizing the initial ad, summarizing the article. So I get it to summarize first because this is allowing the AI to prime its own memory. It's like the short-term memory access. So it's placing this into the short-term memory. What we are doing is we're priming and trying to get it into the right knowledge space. So using AL's principle, it identifies the trigger, what's the internal and external triggers. That's what the principles are around. Everything I'm showing you here would have just taken ages to do. Long time to do. Yeah. So now I already have options for following up as my now offer. And because it's connected to each of the stages, yeah, the offer will be something that people would want already. Yeah. So 3 potential action steps to lead the reader seamlessly from the article and free offer into the next stage. These are just really initial steps to help you ensure that you are keeping them engaged and doing the right things. And then proposing your paid offer. Rewire your inner world for lasting peace. Transformational course that helps them break free from inherited guilt, shame, key benefits. It masters the art of partition management, which is one of the things I mentioned in the article. So it gives you different options for creating an offer. And you could even ask, okay, what if I want to create a low cost tripwire type offer? Because the AI is already in the right latent space, it's just naturally giving you things that are good for what you want. So resets in 7 days mini course, toxic pattern detector, digital workbook, description, a printable. And then let's say we choose this one. Let's choose 2. So just choosing number 2 and asking it to write an OTO from the they sign up for the free offer. Place this on the thank you page. So because it's already dialed in, already you have your copy for your OTO. Could be a short copy, could be a long copy. You could ask it to make it more detailed, but you get the idea. The idea here is every part of the puzzle is fitting very well. It's working very well. And I know this because I've made some sales already from the things that I tried in this experiment and would want to encourage you to use this to help you get through this whole process of you're clarifying by making sure that whatever you're doing is consistently working, you're optimizing, you're naming particular books, and you're verifying by testing, you're extracting. The extraction is you're pulling out the strategy and making the strategy actually practical, something you can use. And then you're reframing, you're placing your strategies into prompts. You can then now use the prompt to tailor. And in tailoring, you are creating different tools. You could use the prompt to create different content types. You're evaluating and then you're developing. So you're evaluating the outcome. All this process is no use if the outcome is not that you get a sale in the end. And that's the reason we get into content marketing in the first place. We want to help, but as we're helping, we also want to try and make a living so that we are not just helping and then going broke. We want to be making a living. And so this helps you, if you can see that you've done thing A at the beginning and people are signing up, people are liking, people are sharing, people are buying. And then you just develop and capitalize and scale your system. So this is a secret for AI formula for turning cold, skeptical audience into raving hot buyers. And again, I'm going to be baking this whole thing into Private Content Wizard. at no extra cost for anybody who's already owns it. If you don't own it yet, please look at the link in the comments to grab it right now before the price goes up. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. Any questions, any part of the video that doesn't make sense, please just leave me a note, or you could message me on Facebook or send me an email, whichever is better for you, and I'll do my best to respond. Okay, take care.